Sonic Heroes was the first ever 3D Sonic game that I've played as a kid. It was my introduction to the modern Sonic brand as well as his so-called annoying friends. And it was also the first game that made me hear Sonic speak for the first time. But I'm here to answer the biggest question of them all. Why is this my favorite Sonic game of all time? You know, if you'd ask a Sonic fan what their favorite Sonic game is, you would get some answers like Unleashed, Free and Knuckles, Sonic 2, or maybe the rare cases 06. But if you'd ask me what my favorite Sonic game is, then you obviously know it's going to be Sonic Heroes. It wasn't always like this though, as my favorite Sonic game used to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles back when I was in my classic fanboy phase. But the more I played it, the more I grew to love it, and in February 2019, it became my favorite Sonic game of all time. But in this video, I'm going to explain why I absolutely love this game and why it's not only my favorite Sonic game, but one of my favorite games, period. Let's start with the graphics and the general aesthetic. Now, graphically, yeah, this game has aged in some aspects, and it is pretty much 20 years old at this point, but the general aesthetic and art style of this game is absolutely fucking eye candy. These are literally some of the most diverse zones in all of 3D Sonic. You'd have stuff like a seaside with ruins, a futuristic metropolis, a colorful casino-like city, a haunted mansion. You have so much variety in these zones, and the second acts of each zone still feel like their own thing. This is literally the closest thing we're ever going to get to a 3D Sonic game that has a classic Sonic look without it feeling incredibly forced. I know people don't like the glossy look of the character models, but I don't care. I think it just adds charm to the overall aesthetic of the game. I've seen mods of this game getting rid of the gloss on the characters, and I'm sorry, but it looks like shite. Leave the gloss on there. The gloss is absolutely fine. Now let's talk about a more controversial part of this game, which is the overall control. I've heard people bitch and moan about the control all the fucking time, saying some shit like,
oh my god, like the game is so slippery, like every character in this game has butter on their shoes. Oh my god, worst control ever.
Now look, can it feel loose? Yes. Better than SA1's control? No. But worst control in Sonic game ever? Fuck no. The ground control may not feel perfect, but the air mobility is so smooth and top notch. The game also has the smoothest air dash in the whole series, like you can actually direct that shit. And plus it's only the speed characters that feel the most loose. The flight characters and power characters control just fine on the ground. It also has the best homing attack in the series, like when you hold the jump after performing the homing attack on an enemy, you gain extra height, so it will feel much smoother doing it that way. I'm sorry, but how can you say this is the worst control in Sonic game when dog shit games like Forces exist? The control is fine, the movement is fine, you lot just need to get good. Now let's talk about the level design in this game. I can say with 100% confidence that this game has the best level design in the whole fucking franchise. Not only does it take full advantage of every character type, but the balance of speed, combat, and exploration all blend together so fucking beautifully. I don't think there's a single level in this game that I actually hate. Plus, each stage in this game offers something completely new every time, along with some of the most memorable set pieces in the series to boot. When you're not getting chased by giant boulders and giant alligators in the swamp, you're climbing up an energy storage tank all while hot chemicals are rising from below you. You can even play bingo in this game, getting shot out of giant cannons, going through upside down castles, getting giant frogs to summon rain. The list goes on. I can't even decide on what my favorite level is in this game because they're all 10 out of 10 stages, and people like to bitch about the length of these stages, but again, you'll need to get good. The longest stage in this game can range from 7 to 9 minutes, and that's perfectly okay. I love the length of these stages. Now let's get into the overall combat of this game and how that feels to play. Now people who say, oh, the combat is all button mashing, repetitive, and enemies take so long to kill, they only stick with the speed characters, and that's it. They don't use the power characters or the flight, and they suck at the game. Each character has their own tactical use for combat, and choosing which character to level up in each stage will also provide great results. You don't need to constantly spam the homing attack on shielded enemies. Speed characters can get rid of the shield with a tornado or send them up in the air, or you can break said shield with the power character. Flappers that are completely made out of metal can only be destroyed by the power character. If they're too high up to use the fireball attack, just switch to the fly character and get them down with thundershoot. The point is, you have so many options to deal with enemies that are in your way, and the good thing is, it doesn't take that long to do. A fully leveled up power character can take out a swarm of enemies in mere seconds, and I love how they throw in more more enemy types when you progress further into the game. I love it when games do that. As for the team mechanic itself, it's a very nice addition to the series. It's nice that you can switch characters at the snap of a finger, and when you master this game like I have, it will just become second nature to you, like switching characters without even looking at the HUD. Now, does this game still have flaws? Of course, no game is perfect after all, but the one major thing that brings this game down for me are the rival battles. Now, on paper, it's fine, you know, each character has a weakness to a specific type, and you gotta figure out what that weakness is, which is nice. But these battles have got to be the most RNG bullshit I've ever experienced in the video game. They could either end super quickly without you even doing anything, or they can take a frustratingly long time and mess up your A rank. And that's because the AI is rubber bandy as shit. Oh yeah, before I forget, I want to debunk another stupid critique of this game. People are bitching and moaning that, oh my god, the game makes you play it 4 times to fully complete it. Oh, the horror. When people say bullshit like that, they act like you gotta do all that in one sitting with no breaks whatsoever. You don't have to go straight to the next team if you've already beaten it once. Just take a break and then come back another day. No one bitch and moan about needing to play Sonic Adventure 6 times, right? No one bitch and moan about needing to go through 6 fucking acts of colors, right? So why is it only this game that gets put on blast the most for it? I know it's not the same game 4 times. Each team has their own alterations of the stages. Team Sonic is normal mode, Team Dark is hard mode, Team Rose is easy mode, and Team Chaotix is mission based. This complaint gets thrown around so many fucking times without any justifiable claims to back it up. But yeah, I think I've said all I need to say about this game. In the age of new gen Sonic tubers bashing on this game for no justifiable reason, I thought to disinfect all net with this video. And if you support this game, you're a real one. Joking aside, at the end of the day, it's your opinion whether you like this game or not, and that's completely fine. Whether you like it or not, I don't care. Unless you're a classic fanboy who hasn't played a Sonic game since 1994, and then you can get the fuck out my face. But yeah, let me know what you think of this game. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Is it your favorite Sonic game ever? Do you agree with me, or do you think I'm completely wrong? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, the good stuff, and yeah, tune for more content. I'm Bryox2000BX2, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bless.